In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you should not pursue digital transformation yet. Digital transformation is not a new idea. We've made other pieces of content about it. It's been around for a long time, and it's been on the strategic initiatives for pretty much every top company across mid to large size organizations saying, what's your biggest thing you need to do this year? We need to innovate, and we need to implement digital transformation. Every consultant has a downloadable PDF on how to do digital transformation. It's everywhere. But why is it that 1 in 8 fail? After doing a bunch of research, Michael Gale in a Forbes article talks about the fact that literally 1 in 8 fail. If 84% of these organizations are failing, then why do it? Digital transformation has promised that our organizations will achieve better outcomes and better results. But the problem is that we treat digital transformation more like a digital project or like a digitization of a process that we have. It's nothing less than that. People are definitely going to need to digitize processes, but it's so much more than that. We've done a little bit of a disservice in the name that we've named this digital transformation, because everybody goes immediately to, oh, it must be software. It must be a website. It must be data. It must be where I store my stuff in the cloud or on premise or whatever. And again, that's involved, but digital transformation is saying we will transform the way we work. Why does digital transformation not work though? Why are 84% of these organizations failing at it? I think that there's a few different things that we've seen or that we've found. One is purely just a lack of commitment. Teams aren't ready to follow through with the work it's going to take to actually do digital transformation. Two is that it's scary. People will be afraid of whatever gets introduced when you're transforming this way. People don't like change, and they think they're going to be replaced. So what this does is it induces fear, which then forces people to then reject that digital transformation. Generally speaking, the culture wasn't ready. Digital transformation is actually more about the fact that you need to be thinking and working in new ways and being prepared to adapt and evolve on an ongoing basis. But most organizations don't have cultures that would support that level of change at that pace. And finally, this has been said many places, but often the leadership or the consultants they're working with overstated the benefits and underestimated the costs. And this is true of a lot of initiatives that we walk into, and it is a question of risk reward. You have to really look at, will this be something that's going to get big results for us? But am I ready to spend, and like I said before, commit to the long-term effort to do it? If it's hard to do, it's expensive, it fails a lot, why do it? Or better yet, how can it be done well? I want to use a quick story. I have a friend of mine that is a nurse, and she was at a hospital as they were moving from traditional paper, what do they call it? Paper charts. Thanks, Larissa. As they were moving from paper charts to computer or digital charting. So the idea is that, of course, as we know now, why wouldn't you very quickly be typing in all the details about the patient, making sure that the data is accurate, that we're tracking things, all good. Except that nurses have been nurses for a long time, and they've been doing it the same way for a long time, which is writing it out on a piece of paper and that getting transcribed later. The challenge that she faced was as they moved to digital charting, which of course is faster, more secure, more reliable, that the data is accurate. As they moved to that, the biggest challenge they had was the people. People didn't want to change. They were afraid that this would replace the value that they brought as they did it the way they've always done it. What it took was actually my friend, in some ways, being an ambassador for this change. That's a really powerful story of where it's really about at the bottom level, when someone believes in the possibility of this transformation, it then starts to take shape. It then starts to take hold as that person shares the value, the opportunity, the possibility, and they remove this fear of the change. So in that situation, they literally were moving from paper to a computer. But most of the clients or the people that we work with, oftentimes they're moving from a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet to an application that is going to better manage multiple people being able to do something over and over and over again. The same truth of change is the challenge. I want to take a step back a little bit, and I want to suggest that this actually starts from a top-down situation. The initiatives are at an executive level. We're going to do digital transformation in 2023, or we're going to innovate in 2024. And so there's this budget, this line item towards doing this thing. So it starts first with the executive team. The problem there is that the executive team is often not aligned. Why are we doing this? Why is this important for our organization? Is it because we're being disrupted? Is it because there's an opportunity to move faster? Is it because we keep making mistakes and we want to find ways to get better results over and over and over again? Align on your why, on your purpose. Make sure it's crystal clear as a leadership team, and then make sure every single leader is bought in. They might be nodding their heads, yeah, digital transformation, innovation, that's great, let's do it. And then they're surprised at why it doesn't work. Well, we spent all that money, why didn't it work? Because they were talking past each other as to what the true purpose, what the true outcomes that they wanted to see from transforming digitally would actually be. Now, move down. As you start to get buy-in on, yes, digital transformation is going to take place. Yes, we're going to go from paper charting to computer charting. As we move down, that decision's been made, we now have to get the rest of the organization bought in. Because we said before, they're the ones that have to use it, and they're the ones that are scared of it. They're the ones that are going to reject that investment. So what you need to do is look for an ambassador. So like my friend is a nurse, getting into that department saying, yeah, I'm actually pretty comfortable using digital charting. I can do that. I will share the benefits and the opportunities. I'll even walk people through it. I'll get them comfortable with it. It'll take some time, but if they have issues, I'm right next to them. It's okay. That ambassador becomes your most incredible resource to actually make digital transformation a success. So find your ambassadors. Then prepare the rest of the organization. That why statement, that outcome, that purpose of why we're going to move to being a digital transformation organization has to be a drum that you beat throughout the organization over and over and over again. How many leaders I have heard say, I sent out an email to everybody saying this is what the software we're going to buy and what we're going to do with it. They all have seats. Why didn't they log in? We told their bosses, their managers, that they just needed to move to it by September 1st, and they didn't get it done. But what they didn't do was say why, and then say it again. And then at the all company update, they say it again. And then on the newsletter that goes out to all the employees, they say it again. It has to be reiterated over and over and over again. Those people on the ground level are going to have to deal with the change. So prepare them for it. Bring them into the story. Ask for their feedback. Ask for them to contribute to making it better. Ask for the ability to crowdsource ideas to say, if we're going to be a digital transformed organization, this means that every single person's perspective is valued. And every single person's perspective on where it can get better will be considered. Now, to be clear, you don't have to take all that input and do something about every piece of feedback, but you should create a space where people can be a part of the story so that they feel like they're not being replaced, but they're being unlocked. So that's the final piece. The final piece is unlock your people. When we're talking about digital transformation, it's not about technology only. It's not about process only. It is about people. Look for any opportunity to unlock your people. Because the reality is they have brilliant ideas to take your organizations to the next level, but they don't believe they have permission to do so. Or they understand that, yeah, that change might help, but they're afraid of doing it because their value might go away. So focus in on bringing people into the story, making sure that they understand when digital transformation takes place, it's actually for the benefit unlocking your people to do the work that they never thought they could do. So if you have questions about digital transformation or building digital solutions that are enabling digital transformation, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to explore what that looks like. That's something that Crema does, but also we just like nerding out on having the conversation of what it might look like at your organization. We work through not only thinking about what it means to build a thing, but also what it means to move your people into a way of using new things, thinking about new ways of working. And we'd love to do that with you. Whatever you choose to do, stick with it. Stay persistent. Make sure that you understand this is a long game. Doing digital transformation is not something that happens overnight. And if it means not calling it digital transformation or calling it something else, fine. Call it whatever you want. But make sure that you understand that what you're really trying to do is change the way your organizations look and transform into better companies.